Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are on page 131 of your student journal, and our objective of the day is today I will use the area model to multiply multi-digit numbers. Okay, so let's look at that goal. It says today I will use the area model to multiply multi-digit numbers. Okay, so that is what we're going to be focusing on, is the area model. We are going to be learning different types of multiplication through this unit. Up here they talk about the algorithm. We're not going to get to that just yet. Okay, let's look at our vocabulary and our steps. Our first word is, what is a digit? A digit is any single numeral from 0 to 9. Well, our goal says we're going to be using multi-digit numbers. So we're going to not use single digits. We'll be using what we call multi-digit or 2-digit or 3-digit numbers. So 327 is considered a multi-digit number because there's 3 digits in it. 24 is a multi-digit number because there's 2 digits. 9 is a single digit number. Okay, our next vocab word is product. It's the result of multiplying factors together. It's the solution to a multiplication problem. So a product is an answer or solution in a multiplication problem. So for example, I have factor times factor, so that's what's multiplied together, equals a product. Okay, next we have algorithm. It's a set of rules for solving a math problem, a step-by-step procedure to calculate a solution. Okay, so even though today we're going to be using a set of rules or following steps, what we're doing today we wouldn't necessarily call an algorithm. Your parents would not call today's an algorithm. We're going to be learning in a few days something called the standard algorithm. So I'm going to kind of put that word on hold. Okay, our next word is a partial product. So remember, product means answer, partial means part of. So when they multiplied these 2-digit by 2-digit number, they came up with 4 partial products, and then they added them together to get the full product. So you're going to hear me use the word partial product as well. It just means part of the product or part of the answer. Okay. We are going to be following these steps. It says we're going to write the greater factor in expanded form above the area model proportionally. And I'll show you what proportionally means. Then we're going to write the lesser factor in expanded form on the left side of the area model proportionally again. Then we're going to write each equation in the corresponding place value section and find each partial product. And then we'll add the partial products to solve or to find the full product. So as I'm doing mine, I want you to really follow your own paper steps and see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to get started with my red pen. So I'm going to put this aside. Here's my first problem. 42 times 31. Okay, so when I do an area model, it's going to be a rectangle. And my larger factor or greater factor is 42. So step 1 says I'm going to write the greater factor in expanded form above the area model. And then they say this thing called proportionally. Well, shouldn't 40 be bigger than 2? So I'm going to probably draw a line there. Now it's not exact, but it's just showing that I know 40 is bigger than 2, so I'm giving it a larger section. Step 2 says that I'm going to take the lesser factor and put it on the left side in expanded form. So I have 30 plus 1. And the same thing, the 30 should get a bigger section than the 1. Not exactly, but just to show that I realize 30 is bigger. So that was step 1 and 2. Step 3 says I'm going to write each equation in the corresponding or the correct box, and then I'm going to find a partial product. So in this box, what meets here? 30 and 40. So 30 times 40 goes there. Well, in a previous lesson, I learned that trick. So 3 times 4 is 12, and I can add my 2 zeros. What meets here? 30 times 2. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 1 0 is 60. What meets here? 1 times 40, which that one I know is just 40. And then what meets here? 1 times 2, which is 2. So that's what step 3 is, that I wrote my problems and my partial products. My final step is I'm going to add the partial products. So usually when I add, I like to write them in order from greatest to least. So I have 1,200, 60, 40, and 2. So these are my 4 partial products, and when I add them, I get 2, 10, 3, 1. I get 1,302, which is my product, my full product. Okay, I'm going to show you another one of these, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my next one. My next one says 231 times 25. Okay, so I'm going to start with my area model. Okay, step 1, I'm going to write my greater factor on top in expanded form proportionally. So 1 should get the smallest, 30 should get the next biggest, and 200 should get the largest. Then step 2 says I'm going to write my lesser factor on the left proportionally again. So I gave 20 a bigger section than 5. Okay, step 3 says I'm going to write those problems and then find partial products. So here it's 20 times 200, which is 2 times 2 is 4, and add 3 zeros. 20 times 30, so 2 times 3 is 6, and add 2 zeros to get 600. 20 times 1, which I know is 20. 5 times 200, so 5 times 2 is 10, and add 2 zeros. 5 times 30, 5 times 3 is 15, and add 1 zero. And 5 times 1, which is 5. Okay, so this time I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 partial products, and I'm going to add those up. And again, I like to set them up from least to greatest. So I have 4,000, 1,000, 600, 150, 20, and 5. It's just easier if I set it up that way. Okay, so what do I have here? I have in my ones column of 5, 7, 7, 5. So my partial products and my real product is 5,775. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's try some together. So we are on page 132 of your student journal, 132. And when you set up your area model, make sure you leave some room to add the partial products. So I'm going to set up my area model more on the left side, and then I'm going to leave some room to add here. Okay, so step 1 is we're going to set up our larger factor on top. So 23 is larger than 12. So I'm going to say 20 plus 3. And I want it proportional, so the 3 is going to get a smaller section than the 20. Step 2 is I'm going to put my smaller factor on that side. And again, we want it proportional, not exact, but 10 should get a bigger section than 2. Okay, step 3 is now we're going to write in our equations. So this would be 10 times 20. And notice how I use the one on the left first. So 10 times 20, which is 1 times 2 is 2, and add my 2 zeros. 10 times 3, which is 1 times 3 is 3, and add my 0. 2 times 20, which 2 times 2 is 4, and add my 0. And 2 times 3, I know, is 6. Okay, so we have our 4 partial products with our expressions in there. And now let's add our partial products. So we have 200 plus 40 plus 30 plus 6. And again, I like least to greatest. So I have 6 in my ones column, 7 in my tens, and 2 in my hundreds. So our answer is 276. Okay, let's try our next problem together. We have what is 132 times 33? Okay, so again, let's set up our area model. And let's take our larger factor and put it on top. So we have 100 plus 30 plus 2. And let's make that proportional, kind of. So. This should have been the smallest, the middle, and the larger. And then we have 30 plus 3 on this side. So that's step 1 and 2. Step 3 is, then let's set up our problem. So we have 30 times 100, which is 3 times 1 is 3, and add 3 zeros. 30 times 30, so I get 9, and add 2 zeros. 30 times 2, so 3 times 2 is 6, and add 1 zero. 3 times 100, I already know that. That one's 300. 3 times 30, I know that one is 90. And 3 times 2 is 6. So sometimes I didn't use the zero trick because I already knew those equations. Okay, so that was step 3, and step 4 is we're going to set it up, all of our partial products, and again, from least to greatest. We're going to set them all up. Make sure you have all of them. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to add them. So I get 6, 15, 13, and 4. So 4,356 is our answer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be trying a couple of these on your own. Have a great day.